What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Wole Adesemoye here. If you don't know, we're here at One London, one of my favourite gyms in London.
Champions don't become champions when they win the event. With proper nutrition, you can achieve anything. Hey guys, thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel. Man, focus on your nutrition, you'll get anyway.
I'm here with none other than Reis Ash, is the director of Reis International. Well, sorry, Reis Ash International. Excuse me, I had to get that right. Real estate.
He'll be on the phone now, won't he?
No, Tyrone's Reis's brother. So I was going to change the name to Reis Ash International. Tyrone would be pissed at me if you're on the phone to me straight away. But right, guys, no, honestly, Reis is the director of Reis Ash International Real Estate. They're doing some big things here in the UK and in Dubai. They're changing the way the real estate market is, or shall I say the property market, excuse me. They're changing the game. Introduce yourself, tell them what you're about.
Yeah, man, so we're just over 3 years old as a company, and I've been in real estate this whole time, and it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's changed my life before that. So come from a plumbing background, footballer before that, so I've always been sort of athletic and stuff. But yeah, the real estate game, my brother moved over to Dubai. I drew the short straw and got to stay in London. And yeah, we're really shaking up the industry, and I think we don't really fit the bill to the traditional high street agent you get here in the UK.
No.
And you know, we know the part fucking hell. The part we roll, play the part. Hold on, I'm trying to think.
The part you play in
the part we play
in the world of real estate.
Let me start that. You can cut that bit out. Anyway, we know our role in the industry, and we are shaking it up, and I'm smashing it over in Dubai at the moment, and we're killing it at the start of the year here. And obviously, I've just seen you here from training, really, from when I first joined, didn't I? So yeah, it's good, man. It's good, and this year's level up time for me. Right, guys, we're going to have our pre-workout. It'd be rude not to.
So I'm going for C4. So we're going for the C4 pre-workout. No affiliation with this company. I quite like their pre-workout. We're combining it with some creatine monohydrate. Again, no official sort of advertisement or affiliation with this company, but creatine monohydrate with a bit of pre-workout because we're training legs. It'd be rude not to.
I think for me, when I was starting out, is like, how do you know what pre-workout and supplement? I used to get some of these nasty ones. They're called like Curse. You'd have like a cross on the front, and you'd have it, and when you finish, you were shaking the gym. It was like something illegal. You pick up off the street or something. It was horrible. It was
like crack cocaine.
Oh, it was terrible, man. It was like, and it was called Curse, I think it was. And I think for me, I like a bit of a good balance of, not to the extreme where you feel like you want to come down, but you want a good little energy boost and a pump. Do you know what I mean?
I think pre-workout is needed. Something I'll always say, and I always say to all of my clients, is that pre-workout shouldn't be rely on and be consumed on every single workout you're completing. It's important that you kind of use it when it's needed. My favourite pre-workout, to be honest with you, is coffee. So I'd always have caffeine.
Yeah, you're just happy with double espresso.
Double espresso and a banana. I'm happy with that. Another question I get asked very frequently is, what should I eat before I train? You want to eat some form of fast digesting carbohydrate. And what does that look like? It could be something like rice cakes with a bit of peanut butter and a banana. You want to eat something that's quite fast digesting.
I was
you don't want that
under the impression where it was like, it had to be fasted, had to train fasted cardio, and that's kind of like a bit of a myth you get lost in when you're watching these videos and stuff, like, oh, I can't do cardio if I've eaten. And my head, because I wasn't very knowledgeable, I'd go to the gym. If I'd have breakfast, I'd be like, there's no point me doing cardio now. Because I thought it only works on a fasted stomach, you know what I mean? It's
so it's the whole idea with fasted cardio, where it all came from, by the way, guys, is, they said your glycogen levels are relatively low in the morning. So the whole purpose of fasted cardio is you're meant to be burning more calories throughout the day. Your body's utilising more energy and glycogen throughout the day. Glycogen is a form of energy because when you eat, it turns into glycogen in your body. Your glycogen levels are low in the morning. The whole process of fasted cardio is you're meant to be burning more, calories throughout the day. But it doesn't really matter. Guys, let's keep it simple. When it comes to body fat reduction, it's all about calorie in versus calorie out, no matter what you're doing. Also when it comes to body composite, putting on lean muscle mass, is about staying in calorie surplus. At the moment, we're working with Reis. We're trying to reduce his body fat, and we're on a sort of calorie deficit.
Only not massively, but I think before we finished this, I was telling you I was on my training intensity was so low. That's again another talking point. But I was on 1,800 calories a day, and I felt like I was holding more fat. Skin wasn't as I know it's winter and I'm white and yellow now, but my skin wasn't as glowing.
Yeah.
And then we went up to like 2.5, and I was like, "You sure?" And I was like, "You sure, mate?" I was like, "Yeah." I was at home, and I was like, "I'm not sure about this. It's a lot more. You just trust me."
Yeah.
And I think I was malnourished pretty much. My body was clinging on to everything, wasn't it? Every bit of water, every bit of food I was having. And my body shape just wasn't changing. I wasn't in bad shape, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't going where I wanted it to go in the right time. Do you know what I mean?
No, definitely. But like I said, guys, that's our interest. It's a bit of a long intro. I'm very sorry, but we love to talk. Now we're going to get into the workout. What are we training today? We are training hamstrings and glutes. You got to train glutes. Guys, you got to train glutes. We're gonna incorporate a little bit of calves into that, of course, because you know what? You can't have small calves. I know that guys out there got problems with their calves. I have as well, by the way. So
my legs are all right, but not next to you.
Let's go. Let's get into it. So guys, whenever I come in the gym, my warm-up's always a dance. No, I can't dance. I can't dance. All black babies are born in rhythm, but I lost mine at birth. On a serious note, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to do some dynamic warm-up. What does that consist of? Dynamic warm-up consists of anything that involves movement. So we're going to do some walking lunges, some body weight squats, some hip rotation, just loosen up the hip before we go into our exercise. People have their opinion about warm-up. For me, I think it's essential so you don't injure yourself. Let's go straight into it. Walking lunges.
Let me just clear all the porn off there first. That's a joke, by the way, mate. Yeah, cool. So when I signed up with Wole, it's a really easy to use app, and for me, if it gets a bit too complicated, I can fall off track quite easily. So with this, we've got just a quick brief outline. Log your meals. I'm very active anyway. Water drinking, sleep. It connects with my FitnessPal, connects with my Rempo scales. Very, very easy to use. So on here now, I'm just going to show you here, we've got our legs and glutes, our glutes and legs workout. So we've gone for our dynamic warm-up, seated leg curls. Well, I'm not going to go through it all, but you can see. Now, I said to Wole yesterday, for me, what's great is that when I'm having such a hard day at the gym, work, I come to the gym and I just look at this. It's so easy to log. Tracks how much you're lifting compared to last week, and you just do what's on here, and it's very easy to use, and that's a really good thing for me, mate, having an easy app to use.
Guys, like I always say, that the last thing you want to be thinking about. I spoke to Reis yesterday night. We were talking about what sort of bandwidth he needs to concentrate on more than anything. He doesn't need to come into the gym and start thinking about what am I going to do today. He doesn't need to go home and start thinking what am I going to eat today. All of that is taken care for him. And he can focus on delivering the best service and making money for Reis Ash International Real Estate. Reis Ash, sorry.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'm joking.
Right, let's get into it.
I'll go into it. Nice. Right, that's it. Good. So guys, whenever you're doing a leg curl, especially the seated leg curl, the most important thing, one of the things I always find is people do not control the actual muscle activation. So what's important? when it comes to building muscle and putting on lean muscle mass or body fat reduction, it's all about range of movement and tempo. This is what you're going to get the most out of. Make sure you focus on doing those things when you're exercising. As Reis is doing here, Reis has trained me more than enough time to understand what I like to see, and he's done extremely well. One more rep. 15, nice. So guys, give you some bro science. No, actually, proper science, not bro science. Research paper I was reading yesterday when I was on the plane coming in from Paris was talking about what's important, the most important aspects of training, you know, for putting on lean muscle mass. The most important aspects of training is range of movement, followed by tempo. The research paper stated that you should spend at least 2 to 8 seconds on each rep that you're performing. And this is very important you understand that. Again, I'll repeat what I'm saying. The research paper states you should spend 2 to 8 seconds on each rep that you're performing. So it's important that I'm not just someone who follows bro science. I'm someone that actually takes the time to read research paper that's been published. And it's very important you understand that the scientific rationale behind training, there is not bro science. It is proper science and research that's carried out.
Also, what I ain't going to be sitting on a plane going, oh, well, let me do some research on studies. You know what I mean? That's your area of expertise, isn't it? You want to speak to me about sales or something else, well, then you can come to me. But if you ask me what's the longest time my muscle needs to be under stress, I wouldn't have the answer for it. So, again, not only being walking, living evidence that, you know, you look at Wole and you think, right, he's got to know what he's talking about, but also to have that knowledge and to communicate is really important, man. And there's so many myths about how to train. Just because you see how much do you bench, for example, well, how are you doing the rep, mate? It's such a how long's a piece of string context, isn't it? And I think tempo, time under stress is. When I first trained with him, man, I was nearly sick a few times. I was like, wow. But again, it's not like just ego lifting. It's so different to that. Do you know what I mean?
It's completely different. I think what's important is a lot of things that you do is, I always say is try and error as well. That, you know, you see what works for you, because research is research. Your body might react differently to certain movement pattern, certain exercises. Stay there for a second, because I want to say something. Guys, another thing as well is when it comes to something like a leg curl machine, and your rep range can be anywhere between 12 to 15. I love full range of movement. As mentioned before, full range of movement is where the magic happens. But as you start to get weaker as the rep range goes on, partial reps are just as good, by the way. Another scientific rationale, scientific research, that partial reps are just as beneficial as full range of movement. So I wouldn't say focus on partial reps solely, but focus on full range of movement. And as you start to fade, you can start doing partial reps. It's a topic that I've covered before.
Yeah, it's like if you're getting 80% of your 15 reps done, if you get to the 12 mark, you've still hit a deep enough range of movement and rep range, isn't it?
Definitely.
I think I asked you that question at the start, didn't I?
Reis as well, he likes to know what he's doing, which it challenges me as a coach, and I quite like it. It gets me thinking.
I was always under when I listened to Tim Grover books, and he said Jordan would just kind of do what he said, and Kobe was always going, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? And I just like to know a little bit about it.
Woo!
Burning already.
So our next exercise here after seated leg curls, we're moving on to RDLs, barbell RDLs, but this is glute focused RDLs. So we're going to be bending the knee, pushing the glutes back, really trying to target the glutes. For me, every single exercise I come to, I always do what I call a movement set. It's very important. Just to, wherever the bar path, the dumbbell part, the cable part, the machine path is going to travel, you know, you want to try and make sure you understand that full range of movement and do like a little movement test. What do you think, Reis?
What do you mean on warm-up sets sort of thing?
Yeah, just warm-up sets.
Yeah,
Get the body moving.
I mean, my warm-up set weight is different to Wole's, but that's my 1 rep. It's going for 1 rep max, and I'm like, but no, I know what you mean. I think what I learned is I put my ego aside very quickly in the gym, and I think since training with you, we went right back down to what was considerably light weights for me.
Yeah.
But it started to look, and the mechanics were a proper set then. I think I was using different parts of my body in the wrong exercises. We kind of went right back on the first week, got the weight right, so I was getting the range of movement right, and then suddenly I'm hitting these muscles so much better, and the weight was almost a little bit lighter in the beginning, do you know what I mean? So I'm all for it. I'm a pupil, mate. I'm a student ready to be taught.
Student of the game, I love it. Forever student, we all are.
Yeah, man.
Don't hyperextend the back. But by the way, guys, I forgot to mention that I actually trained glutes and hamstrings yesterday when I was in Paris. And I saw Therese today, let's train glutes and hamstring again. So it just shows how quickly my body recovers.
He's one of the only men that made me like a 12-year-old boy when I'm stood next to him in the gym. Quick one before you do this. You're obviously a big advocate of no wrist. You don't need them, but my argument is that if I'm working back and and my grip's a lot weaker than my back, why would you not? You know, what's your point on it?
Great question. Like, I'm not saying don't use wraps. Like, I'm not saying don't use them. Remember what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't use them, but what I'm trying to say is don't rely solely on wraps each and every exercise that you're doing. Because I see people sometimes in the gyms and they wear their wraps throughout their workout.
The whole
workout, every single exercise they're doing, they're wearing their wraps. But then, do you really need your wraps on every single exercise? Because the problem is then, is your grip improving? No, the answer to the question is your grip is not improving.
Now,
the grip's improving now because you're not using the wraps.
When you're relying on it,
but when you rely on the wraps, your grips are not improving because solely what you need to do is actually perform the exercise each and every time you do it, you need those wraps.
And also, because it's a compound movement, you're almost taking out some of the compound movement if you've got your straps on.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're eliminating almost wrist and forearm because you've got the support there. So argument is it's less of a compound movement if you've got the straps on.
Again, guys, I'm not saying don't use the wraps, but one of the things is don't rely on them.
Reps.
Got 12 reps out of that. Quite happy with that.
Beast mode.
Champions don't become champions when they win the event. The event is won or lost in preparation. Guys, one of my favorite quotes is by an American football coach. It's Don Shula. He goes, my responsibility is leadership. The moment I get negative, it's going to have an influence on my team. Don Shula. Guys, as you see, I lead from the front. I've never asked Reis to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. That's the most important thing. All those online coaches out there, They look like shit, talk shit, can't lift shit, telling you what to do. Are you gonna go and pay them for their service? Fucking hell no. Sorry.
You want someone that's been there, done that, and worn the t-shirt, bro.
Exactly.
That's what you want.
Nice. How does that feel? Turn around, tell me.
I feel strong, man. I feel good.
That's the best you've ever done.
I know, yeah, man.
Best you've ever done. So guys, a lot of you females don't like the glute drive machine. And I tell you why you don't like it, because if you look at the arm of the machine, the load is actually further away from the point where you're pushing. Unlike a bar or Smith machine, when you're using it to do a hip thrust, the load is directly above your hip. Where here, the arm of the load is here. So the load is not directly above your hips. This is one of the reasons where you're gonna find it a little bit harder on a glute drive machine. You're not gonna be able to lift as heavy. But I still think you should vary it when you're training. For me, for convenience, I do like using this because it's just easier to load and unload, especially when you're training with someone. Rather than me stripping the bar down and then Reis going, it's a lot easier for me. And with this particular exercise, we're gonna really try and get some glute contraction, turning our toes out a little bit to 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock on our left foot, and really holding on the top range. So we're gonna hold that top range for 3 seconds each and every rep. And our rep range is gonna be between 12 to 15.
Also on this, I think that not enough guys do this. But this machine's great because it's a bit, I tell you now, I've never seen a guy go and set up a barbell and put the plates on, set the bench up. I never see it, but glutes do get undertrained by guys, 100%. It only seems to be females that train them. So me and Wole are not gonna slack on our peach department.
No, I think it's important to understand that a lot of guys talk about that hip thrust. You're giving your girl that hip thrust.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Where does it come from? Where does the power come from? What? Jesus, guys, you need to train that glute. You want that hip thrust, you want that hip thrust. It's coming from the glute. What?
This motherfucker don't miss.
Really good example of when a lot of questions I get week to week from clients is, I don't know what weight to use in the gym, because when I write a training program, I don't specify to a client what weight to use. You need to choose the right weight to use and look at the movement. And if you're getting the top rep range of 15 like Reis is doing, there's room to increase the load. If you're not meeting the minimum required rep range, which is 12, then I think you should stay at that load. You know, if you're not meeting the minimum. If you're meeting the maximum quite easy, you can increase the load. If you're not meeting the minimum required rep range and you've increased the load, the load you're using is too heavy. This is a topic that I've covered again and again, and it's very simple to cover this topic. And that's how you utilize progressive overload, guys. So
yeah, last one, because I'm really pushing myself, showing off for the camera a bit. I felt like I was at my maximum weight and rep range, because I felt like it got to the point where I felt like I was using, my back was coming in a bit, and it just felt like I was putting not a good strain on it. Do you know what I mean?
So that's a great point where you can understand, you listen to your body, that if you're feeling a little bit of strain on your lower back where you shouldn't be, I'll say stay on that weight that you're on then, and work more on your form where you're not feeling it, rather than increasing the load and putting yourself at risk of injury. So we're still on that weight.
Yeah.
Three, good. 11, come on, let's go, breathe. 12. That's it, that'll do you. Well done. I got one for you. Guys, you know I always say life's too short to have small arms. Girls, this one's for you. Life's too short to have two backs.
I've got, by the way, Don't include me in any of these quotes. I just happen to be standing here. Look, he just come out of a cracker. So for me, it's like, even if you're a millionaire, you got a happy family, you got a happy life. If you're fat and overweight and you went in here pushing it through every day, you're losing at life. You can't have some pillars high and successful and then neglect others. I think this comes first. I was talking to someone the other day, this comes first. If you ain't fit and healthy, you can kiss goodbye your relationships, your work, anything like that. So if you're not in here busting a gut, you've got it wrong. And you might be getting away with it with your youth now, but I'm telling you, when you hit in your 30s, you start to get aches and pains, little niggles. You walk up the stairs, your heart goes, is this it? Is this the moment?
Yeah.
Don't be that guy that's fat and overweight but is successful in business, because it won't last. So that's my point.
And retrospect what Reis has just said. Reis and Tyrone, his brother, are very successful. Reis lives around here in Chelsea Harbour. He drives around in a Ferrari. He has everything that he ever dreamed of. He has a very comfortable life. But what he does, he's realised the importance of putting his health first. Priority number one, when I sit down and have consultation with people and they tell me the price I'm charging is too much, and I'd be like, well, you're going to Louis Vuitton and buy a handbag for your missus, wouldn't you, and spend 3 grand. You're going to buy a Rolex and spend 30 grand, but yet you don't want to pay for online coaching. What about if I was to say to you, give me 5 grand every year, but I'm going to promise you you're going to live an extra 10 to 15 years. I promise you additionally an extra 10 to 15 years of quality life with your partner, with your kids. What are you going to say to that? I bet you're going to say yes, and you'll find the money, because I know I would. So that goes to show your health's the most important thing. Prioritise on it, you fat fucks.
But I asked what colour Louis bag was it instead.
Oh, what colour Louis bags? So guys, I spent 2 years working with someone who I really respect when it comes to glute development. That's Brett Contreras. Great guy, very knowledgeable guy. Everything he speaks about when it comes to glute development for male and female, specifically female, it's all backed by scientific rationale. And one of the things I always learned from him was, if you're not getting a good range of movement when you're doing a seated hip abduction, add some pads to it. And also, rather than going through that full range of movement, concentrate on that pulse set more than anything. So you're going to watch me do a set of 20s here. Again, I'm not sitting right back. I'm leaning slightly forward for some glute activation, and that's all I'm doing there. Pulse, just pulse. That's it for. So this exercise here is back extension, more glute focus. Key to this is when you look at your feet, turn your toes out around 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock on your left leg to try and target your glutes. And what you want to try and do as well is round your back a little bit as you come up. 1, 2, 3.
This one's a killer, by the way.
4,
Fucking hell.
5, 6, 7, 8. Round the upper back, tuck your chin in more. Round the upper back. Come up, lower, lower, and come up. Guys, my glutes are gonna be sick come summer. Girls, you better watch out. If any of you girls see me in LA, Dubai, Ibiza, you better look out for my glutes.
He'll be wearing his on-stage pants down by the pool. But now I was saying I've got like a glute pump for the first time ever. Like, it's mad.
You're doing
this
well.
just hits differently, man. Like,
Yeah.
we've gone heavy on the start, and this is just high volume. And this exercise here, what I learned is actually the more concentrated that movement is, then you're keeping the tension on the glutes. It looks like you're doing a smaller range, but man, that lactic burn in there is, and then it's just body weight extensions, but tucking your chin in, arching your back, it just hits that lower part of your back and glutes, and man, this is lethal combo.
Yeah. So guys, this is a seated calf raise machine. It's pretty new to this gym. When the gym had a refurb, they got this machine in. It's one of my favorite machines to do for calves. A lot of people don't like it, but it actually hits the gastrocnemius of part of the calf muscle a lot better than the standing calf raise. So we combine the two during this session. So we'll do 4 sets of 12 to 15 on this particular exercise. Sorry, 15 to 20 reps on this particular exercise. Then we'll move on to the standing calf raise. They don't have the standing calf raise machine here, so we'll use the Smith machine in this gym. So here we are, 15 to 20 reps.
Yeah, man, today I'm training glutes and hamstrings with my trainer, Wole. He takes me through some next level training session. And if you want to get to the shape that he's in and I'm going to try and get in, try this gym workout when you're next in the gym.
I know you sneakerheads are going to be mad at me for doing calf raises in the Jordans. I know, guys. I know you sneakerheads are going to be mad at me. But you know, my two favorite Jordans, Jordan 1s and Jordan 4s. So when you look at the actual calf muscle as a whole, some people like myself have a very high insertion point.
Mine's a little bit like, mine's about halfway down.
Yeah.
Yours is probably like near two-thirds up, innit? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So this is more genetics than anything, but there's nothing wrong with you working that. The seated calf raise is going to really help you to develop that lower hang of the calf. So that belly of the calf itself is what you really want to work when it comes to the seated calf raise. The calf raise is made up of, people will say it's slow twitch muscle fibers, but I still feel there's a little bit of fast twitch muscle fiber there. I'm black. The old fast twitch muscle fiber can sprint. Anyway, in all honesty, seated calf raises, standing calf raises, the combination is absolutely insane when it comes to developing the calf. What do you think?
Yeah, I want to tell you this story that I heard yesterday, actually. I think this isn't for the camera, I swear to God. So the story I heard yesterday was Arnie, when he moved to, I think it was America.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the actor he used to admire, but he used to admire this muscly actor. And they went gym at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he goes, I want calves like yours. Apparently he had massive calves, yeah? Guy goes, right, 500 pounds, load up, we're doing 20 sets of calf raises every morning. He's like, 500 pounds? I can't believe I can't do that.
Yeah.
And he says, well, when you're walking, he goes, how much do you weigh? I think he's about 110 kilos at the time.
Yeah.
So when you're doing one walk, your calf can accommodate 110 kilos of weight.
Yeah.
So if you've got two, that's effectively 250 or whatever, close to 500 pounds. So your calf muscle can handle it. And that's why a lot of people go mad heavy on calves, because they can handle it. But I thought it was a great story from Arnie, that was.
It is a really good story, and I'm going to actually counteract that, because I think I love Arnie. All you guys that know me, I started bodybuilding at the age of 12 in summer '92 because of Arnie, watching Conan the Barbarian. But I would always say, for me, I follow the range of movement again over the actual load that I'm using. So as you can see, we're doing 4 sets on the same weight. I would like to increase, but my range of movement might decrease, so I'd rather just follow that.
What I like about this machine as well is that when you do struggle, you can almost spot yourself towards the end. With that, it's fucking hard.
It's
You've
really
got the weight
hard.
on your back. We're here, you can like sort of semi-cheat towards the end and spot yourself to get them last reps.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think, like I said, it's one of those exercises that you can give yourself a little helping hand. And I think the most important thing is the tempo. Like, I'll go back to what I said earlier, guys. The two most important things when it comes to muscle development is range of movement and tempo. So they're the two things we really want to focus on the most whilst we're training. Your range of movement and tempo. This is fact that was recently published in a scientific research. So this is not bro science for you motherfuckers out there that said I've got bro science. This is scientific rationale. There you have it, guys. My name is Wole Adesemoye. Thank you for watching. If you like the content that you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Guys, the most important thing is I want to bring you knowledge, because a lot of people say knowledge is power. I disagree with that comment. I actually say knowledge is best shared, and I want to share my knowledge of 32 years of training with all of you guys out there, including my clients. Reis, how did you find today's session?
I mean, I've got no calf left, but it was intense, it was enjoyable, and like I said, I like to know why we're doing it, and Wole's got all the answers. When I throw a lot of questions at him, he'll probably be the first to say it. Intensity is next level, and if you're not training with this guy, then you should definitely hit him up, because he will change your life, I promise.
Guys, we don't want to sign everybody up, by the way. We want to work with those people that are driven and they really want to achieve their goals. If you're really driven and you want to achieve your goals and you're willing to work and do whatever it takes to achieve what you set yourself, the goals that you set yourself. SMART goals, by the way. Make sure you use the acronym SMART. Hit me up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. God bless you, keep smiling. Let's
Cheers,
all get
guys.
swole like Wole. Don't be that guy in the gym that don't put your weight away. Guess what? If you're lazy in the gym and you don't put your weight away, you're going to be lazy in life and you're not going to achieve the results that you want because you're not going to be willing to put in the work that's necessary. You're going to want to take shortcut to achieve the results that you want. It's important that you leave the gym and be very, very courteous and have what we call gym etiquette.
And look, when you train with Wole, you have to put a lot of weight away, so it's like another fucking session as well, bro.
It's light work for us.